it's a little bit ingrained into the way people speak and talk and act. And I don't know if it's the same in America or in Europe, where you have also lived. So I think this is an interesting discussion. What do you reckon?
Well, gossip is part of human communication. Nevertheless, it's an unhealthy ingredient of communication and conversations. It's rather conditioned. We were not born gossiping. It is taught. And gossip can be very hurtful, very painful.
Maybe we need to define gossip first.
Well, define gossip. What's gossip? What's your definition of gossip? Well, it's like playing ping pong. The ball can be here and now it's back there in your court.
She just ping-ponged me. I've been ping-ponged. Okay, so this is also interesting because I think there can be connotations on words. And for me, gossip is a negative connotation in that the one thing I know about gossip is it's filtered through each person's own filter, and therefore the meaning can change instantly by how it is recounted.
Mm-hmm. That is basics in communication. Because everything is filtered by every individual, because we do have our own filters based on our emotions and based on our past experiences and based on our value system and based on how we evaluate what we hear and based on the meaning we give. Now, I believe one very important thing about gossip is it's part of communication. It's part of conversation and conversational style. Let's define it first in positive and negative.
That was the next thing I wanted to say, was that is the gossip malicious would be something I would ask if I'm hearing it.
Well, so if I gossip and say, well, haha, did you see the neighbor's dog did this and that? Did you see it? So then there's already some level of sarcasm involved or some amount of malicious intention, maybe because I'm laughing someone out or I'm making fun of someone.
Making fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So now when I say, oh, did you hear that Johnny, he just made his exam and he just made it and it's wonderful. Now, that could be positive gossip. But nevertheless, I do believe that gossip in basics, by my definition, has to do with the lack of what I have to say. Maybe I'm insecure. Maybe I don't have enough to say. Maybe I don't feel courageous enough to share my own opinion. So it's actually an ingredient in conversational styles and in communication style where, okay, so I don't know what to say. So then let's gossip about someone, positive or negative alike.
That's brilliant. That's a brilliant insight. And I think that you've given another one of your golden nuggets there, Daisy, because when I look in my mind at observing gossip or being part of a conversation where it's happening, it's exactly that. Mm. They don't want to speak their own mind or stand on their own opinion or back themselves up. So they just start talking about somebody else to have something to say. Yeah. Yep. I 100% agree. And I think that's really important that we point that out to the listeners. Yeah.
Now, let's also add to that there might be a peer pressure.
Absolutely. There almost always is peer pressure in some form, isn't there, in groups?
Mm-hmm. And now, doesn't it reflect on our own security or self-esteem or self-security or self-value? You see, the more clear we become what my standards are and my values are.
Which we spoke about last episode, guys. If you haven't heard it yet, go back one.
Then you naturally will not engage into gossip anymore.